Hi Leo, welcome. It is your season, so we are starting out with you and your reading. So let's just see what you need to know right now. Like, what's the tea? What does your team, spirit, the universe want you to know right now? So I'm going to start off with an astrology deck just to kind of get the general overall, just kind of like energy, like theme. Okay, Leo. So right now off the bat, we got Saturn here that says discipline. Okay, so on this card, it says structure, responsibility, Saturday, Capricorn, restriction, obstacles, trials, hard work, self-discipline, integrity, and patience. Interesting. Bottom deck is going to be partnerships, seventh house energy, relationships. And you know what? We just had Mercury retrograde in Leo. So I feel like a lot of Leos just off the bat are dealing with the repercussions of this Mercury retrograde, which means that you maybe have been reevaluating a lot of your relationships. You've been reevaluating a lot of what you're giving your energy to. It is your season. The sun is in the sign of Leo. So a lot of things are being illuminated for you. A lot of things are becoming clear. And it seems like, Leo, you're trying to figure out like not only where to put your energy, but also how to focus and discipline yourself according to that. Because now you have the information that you need to know. Now you have the clarity. Now you have the relational insight. Now the things that have been brought to your attention via retrograde are clear, and retrograde's no longer an energy right now that is directly affecting you. And so now it's like, all right, well, I have to lock in because now I know what I need to know. The things that needed to come around have come around. And now it's a matter of like taking what you know and building like a new foundation based off of the direction that you know you want to go in now. It just feels like a lot of my Leos have kind of been through the ringer a little bit. Like you've found out things, you've realized things have kind of ended or crumbled, or you've just realized like this is where I need to put my energy. And I think a lot of that could do with relationships, business partnerships, friendships. I want to even say like certain aspects of community. And now you're just like, I know what I need to know and now I need to lock in. So let's jump into the tarot and just kind of see what message. But the overall message though, like general energy wise, is discipline. That Saturn energy. Some of you guys could be going through a Saturn return as well. So let's see what Spirit has to say from the tarot deck. Okay, look, the first card out is going to be the Five of Cups reversed. So let me just get some more cards before I just start talking. Okay, interesting. So we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Wands coming out right now for my Leos. Kind of like how I mentioned earlier, I feel like a lot of you guys are trying to heal from a situation. A lot of you guys are trying to take a break from a situation. You're trying to take a break from some relationships, or something happened that has caused a break or some type of space where you are like now trying to get your energy back. You're trying to figure out like, all right, how do I move forward? Like I'm getting over this loss, this disappointment. It feels like maybe some of my Leos experience some disappointment and some loss, or just a sense of something not working out. Or some of you guys could be sad about how a certain situation is played out. And it's like now you have to make this choice to move forward, and it's not exactly what you wanted or how you wanted to move forward, but it's like because everything played out the way that it played out, you're like, all right, I guess I don't have a choice. Like I'm getting over this thing, I'm getting over this dynamic, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to heal, right, from what happened. So a lot of you guys are healing. And look, you know what, the original card that came out, Saturn, like on it has trials, obstacles, restriction. You know, like I feel like maybe some of my Leos have realized maybe you've been, like I said earlier, just giving your energy to circumstances and situations that just were like draining your energy for some of you guys. It was just like very not what you were needing. And I feel like for some of you guys, this could be like around work, like there was some type of disappointment with work, and now you're having to like figure out a new path and work towards something you didn't think you would have to be working toward now, but you now have to work toward it. And I kind of feel like, honestly, an energy that I get is, I don't think right now from your perspective you can see why things happen the way that they happen, but you're like navigating it and you're like moving through it and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to do what I got to do. Like, it's just me and I'm going to make sure it gets done. I'm going to make sure I move forward. I'm going to make sure that I grow and that I heal and that I learn. But I do feel like there is this sadness and disappointment that you're like trying to heal through and work through and maneuver through. And it's around like, it has to do with, I think, having to move forward from something, maybe in a way that you didn't expect to have to like move forward, or a decision that you had to make that you didn't really want to make, but you felt like you had to make the decision now that, you know, things have panned out the way that they panned out. And so it just feels like it's kind of been a rough time for you, Leo. It's kind of been a little like, yeah, it's been a little sticky. And so let's see what Spirit wants to say as like an encouragement. Okay. So we have, let me see. Basically it says, there it goes. Full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Let's see what else. Okay. And then we have new moon in Gemini, communication is key. And let's do one more card from the Moonology deck. Ooh. Interesting. I saw this card kind of briefly, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. And look at the bottom deck. It says a time for healing. So, I mean, I said that earlier, that I feel like a lot of you Leos are like in a space where you're having to recover from a situation. You're having to heal from a disappointment. You're having to heal from a letdown. You have to make a choice about how you're moving forward. It's been kind of a rough cycle you've been kind of navigating maybe these past couple weeks, past couple months. You're having to like reorient your steps and your direction a little bit. You're having to pivot some. A lot of this has to do with your relationships, your partners, your friendships, business endeavors. And it just feels like with this air energy out, right, with Gemini and Libra coming out on the board, it feels like whenever I get a full moon and a new moon, it represents a full cycle. It represents a completion of a cycle, from one phase to the end of that phase, and then the start of something new, right? And so it feels like you being honest with yourself, with what you want, what you need in your relationships, in your community, regarding work, is going to be a part of that healing, being unapologetic about that. And in you being unapologetic about your needs, your wants, you know, the things that are important to you, you create outcomes where you win. You create circumstances where you win. You create balance in your relationships. You create balance in your dynamics. Because here, again, we have full moon in Pisces, right? And it says balance, spirituality, and practicality. And it's like, maybe some of you guys like wanted to believe that the situation would turn out differently, that the dynamic would shift and turn out differently. And now you're having to adjust and you're having to deal with maybe some disillusionment, some disappointment, and moving forward. And I just feel like right now, a lot of you guys, honestly, just rest as much as you can. Take time to really process and navigate what has happened, how it has played out, what you want, what you need, what's important to you, taking time to balance out your vision, your goals, your desires, what you felt. Because I think maybe for some of you guys, especially since Pisces is out and it's full moon in Pisces, Pisces energy can be very not connected to reality. Pisces can be a bit in the clouds, a bit delusional, a bit like I see what I want to see. It can be a bit rose-colored glasses. And then when reality hits, that Saturn energy, when reality hits, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? And so it feels like there could be some of my Leos, you just had an idea or vision about the situation that did not come out. And again, I get this really strong sense in wanting to validate you and your disappointment and your sadness and the feelings of loss that you had around this situation. But it is so that you can move forward, right? The Two of Wands is about making a decision. This person has the world in their hands. And Leo, out of all the signs, like you for sure have the world in your hands. And anything that has happened to you in these past couple weeks, past couple of months, now that the sun is in your sign, we had this Mercury retrograde, you know, it's for your good. It's so that you can move forward in confidence and authenticity and truth and along your right path. It's for alignment's sake. And sometimes, like for example, when we have a broken bone, like it hurts to get back into alignment. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes alignment can be difficult. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel just like, I don't want to do this. You know, like it can feel like that, but it's alignment. And so what? The situation didn't turn out the way you thought it was. It would turn out. So what? I mean, I feel like I don't have no Leo in my chart except for myself. No, but this is low key applying a little bit. But so what? It didn't turn out the way you thought it was. So what? The partnership, the relationship, the deal, the friendship, the dream, whatever. So what? It didn't happen the way you thought. But I guarantee if you can move past this, if you can let this go as you've already been doing and make the decision that is in alignment with your highest self, your true desires, I promise you, you're going to win. I promise you, you're going to win. A win-win outcome is forecasted. You communicating your truth, you being real, you being honest, you being authentic, you owning that this is a time of healing, of rest, of recovery, and of making the best decisions for yourself is what is going to create for you the type of future and vision that is in alignment with your highest self and around people who support your dreams and your visions and your authenticity. Look at this. I just pulled a card and it's New Beginnings. I literally just saw the deck and I just pulled it and it said New Beginnings. Look at all that red, fire, passionate energy, that tiger there, her in the middle. Like you are on the path of new beginnings. And sometimes it sucks because you have to get rid of the old. You have to get rid of the things that don't serve you. And sometimes if you don't have the strength to do it yourself, the universe, your guides, your spirit team will do it for you. And then you kind of have to just kind of heal and be like, damn, I wouldn't have been able to have the strength to do it on my own, but these circumstances or situations revealed the truth and now I have to move forward. It's not what I want, but it's what I need. Leo, that's the message for you. What has happened is not what you wanted, but it is what you need so that you can actually have a winning circumstance. Because whatever it was that kind of fell through, that was a source of disappointment, there was no winning on the other side of that. That's why there's this balance, practicality, and spirituality. There was no winning on the other side. There was some blind spot that was there with this Pisces energy. There was some blind spot that was activated that you weren't seeing something clearly. And then the universe revealed to you what the tea actually is. And now, yeah, you have to navigate the really real emotions that you feel. But ultimately, this shit happened so that you could win. You know what I'm saying? This happens so that you can win. So that's what you need to know right now, Leo. Let me know if that resonated. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Your girl is trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Help me out. Anyway, see you later, Leo.